What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another beautiful day here on Motorfest. So in today's video, though, I do want to go over a pretty hot topic, and in some ways I would also say it's probably going to be the most talked about thing right now in this game. That is going to be the quote-unquote cheating going on, or of course how much of it is actually happening. Now we do know the number one thing right now in the cheating thing that's going on in this game is going to be the wheel mode, which of course is only going to be on PC right now. Hopefully that's not everything on console. But at the same time of it though, I'm most likely not going to be the only person wondering how much of a widespread issue this truly is, and of course how many players might end up actually abusing it. Now we do know you can also use something like this in a summit and also like a grand race. Now the main issue with having glitches like this in a game is it can definitely ruin the experience for everybody else. We do know the grand races are probably going to be, the only PvP mode at the moment, and having someone do that in some of the matches is probably going to make it impossible to win. I would almost say I've had a few races here where I'm like, well, that person seems to be way too fast in certain corners, like, are you doing something, or are you just insanely good, like, which one is it? And then at the same time, you're probably going to go, well, yeah, they are probably cheating, like, no matter what I do, I cannot go that fast around a corner. How are they picking up that much speed? Like, you keep asking questions like that to, well, you most likely know someone is probably doing something they shouldn't be doing. Now, the big thing about this, though, is if you were to be cheating in a grand race, that is going to be a problem in itself. But if you are going to be cheating in a summit, that's going to be an entirely new issue. And the reason why I say that, though, is only the top 10,000 people out of every single platform are going to have a chance of that said platinum reward in the summit. And of course, going after like a special car if it ever does come out again, which we do know at like the end of this month with the main stage. We are of course going to get that Z28 looking car, so if a lot of players might be abusing this, it's most likely going to cut many other people's chances of ever truly having a chance to get one of these cars. Now I do know a lot of other YouTubers are also talking about this as well, because it's probably better to get something like this out there, and of course most likely have a lot more people talking about it. That way they can do something about the issue itself. We do know having a lot of players running a glitch like that, you definitely can't keep up with them. Especially the console players are not going to have a chance whatsoever. And I would say it's most likely going to make a lot of players go, well, why should I even bother doing like a summit if I can't even get into gold or like platinum? And I would say on the other side of that spectrum, people might go, well, bruh, just get good. Yeah, that sometimes doesn't work when, people are cheating in certain places. I mean, you can't just increase the power of your car out of nowhere and then, catch back up to them. That is probably not going to be a thing that would actually work. But in some ways, though, you're probably going to go, well, maybe if I got on PC, I could cheat too, or, maybe if I wasn't on console, I'd have a chance. Like, I would say topics like that are not going to be the most positive thing in any community at all. So I really do hope something about this cheating issue is going to be addressed soon. Now, I do want to know once again, guys, how much of this is going on right now? Like, are you witnessing this in grand races daily, or like, do you know people are using this in summits to get the scores that they do? I have to admit, though, when I am looking at some of the summit scores, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I do know there's going to be a lot of great players out there that can get some insane times, and they're probably going to be insanely fast for that matter. But sometimes you're probably looking at some of these scores and you're going, yeah, I don't know how you're that quick. Like, am I doing something wrong? Or like, how are you like 50 seconds faster than I am? I would say they're probably using cuts or something like that, or, like these shortcuts. Maybe even like the resetting thing, which by the way, I will be doing a video on shortcuts. I do feel like that entire topic needs a video by itself. Now, the one thing about the cheating going on, though, is I really do wonder how widespread this truly is. And by the way, though, did anyone notice in that one summit it was going to be a USA only, and someone somehow used a Lamborghini Huracan? Like, last time I checked, I don't think a Lamborghini's made in the USA unless, maybe they are now. And who knows, maybe, like, the Corvette's going to be made in Italy. Probably not. But that's also going to be an issue to where some players might be glitching different cars in the summits, or like cheating and using things they probably shouldn't even be running in that said event. You can also see some of the crazy times around the map itself in the events being way too high for their own good. And it really does make you wonder, like, how is that person getting a race done in around 3 minutes that it normally would take in a faster car, and you are somehow doing that in 1 minute? Like, are you in ludicrous speed or something? I don't think Spaceballs is here right now, man. I don't think you're doing that race 2 minutes faster than I am, unless my car is, not maxed out or something, which it is. Now, I would say a lot of these issues going on in this game can be fixed, of course, with updates in the future. but I really am worried about some of the community getting damaged by some of the glitching going on. I have seen a lot of things talked about the Wilmo glitch basically everywhere, and the concern with that with me though is going to come down to the fact that many players might end up worrying if they even want to jump into a grand race. Like, is it even going to be worth it if people are going to be way faster than I am? Even something like that, like a glitch or like an exploit being used that can be considered a cheat, is also going to make players go, well, even if I am skilled, I can't even keep up with them. So, like, what is even going to be the point in racing in these events if I can't do them? This is, of course, also going to be on the same aspect of the summits itself, which in the return of that, though, is going to add on to the fact of why should I even bother jumping into a summit if I'm not even going to be able to compete because people are cheating in them. And of course, with the summits being on every platform now, it's going to make it that much more difficult. And the reason for that, though, is going to come down to the fact that not nearly as many players as it was in the Crew 2 are going to go after these platinum cars, or at least be able to get them anyway. So if people are cheating in there, it is of course going to give that many more players a chance to not even get that vehicle. Now, I do want to know what you guys think about this entire cheating topic in the comments. Do you actually think it's going to be a really big widespread issue? Are you witnessing this firsthand in the grand races, or even wondering if players are using this in the summits? I would like to know what everyone thinks in the comments below, and hopefully a patch most likely will come out in the future, getting rid of some of these issues.